Hey guys, it's Ping. Thanks for tuning in. We are here today at Cahuilla Creek Raceway, getting our first ride on the 2022 Husqvarna FC 450. A couple of changes only for this year: white plastic and a Brembo clutch and slave cylinder. That's it. No other changes past from last year. I think that the plastic looks a lot better. I'm a fan of just the one color white plastic with the blue frame. I think it's a nice look. As far as the clutch goes, it works great. I couldn't really tell much of a difference from last year, but it's been a little while since I've ridden it, so I'm not sure what they were aiming at for those changes, but works great. This bike in general, just in case you haven't ridden one before or you haven't seen an introduction on one of these, they have lowered suspension from their orange stepbrother or sister or whatever you want to call that thing. So it does have a much different feel. You know, for a while you could close your eyes and you wouldn't know which bike you were on, but as time has gone on, that's definitely changed. It does have the different subframe and swing arm compared to that bike, but with this suspension change, it's noticeably lower. When you're sitting on it, feet on the pegs, you feel that your knees are bent more. It's a much smaller feeling cockpit. And if you're a short guy like me, I mean, I can touch the ground much better. And even in turns, I feel like I'm down into the turn with the bike. And I actually like that feeling. I love the way this bike corners. Probably my favorite thing about this bike is the way that it turns. I do find I have some issues getting the initial part of the suspension to be as plush as I'd like it on little bumps. So it feels like they almost, where they lowered it, and it's small amounts. So what I'm saying is probably just in the valving, but it feels like because it's lowered, I've lost that nice plush cushion up top and I'm down into stiff valving right away. So we did play with that a little bit today, open it up, just even a couple clicks on the fork, got that to feel much better. A little bit of high speed in the back and a couple clicks, and I have it to where I'm having a blast on the thing. Having a great time riding it, feel comfortable. Is it the best handling, suspension-wise bike I've ridden? No, but I think we can get it to where it's real close. And our shootout's coming up, so we'll spend a lot more time that day really trying to get that thing polished in and working perfectly for me. But all in all, like I said, great motorcycle. The turning is crazy. It's surprising how much just lowering it a little bit like that, getting your center of gravity down, will affect the way it wants to turn. These bikes already are really good at turning inside of ruts or turning inside of other riders. And when you drop it down a little bit more, now it even accentuates that. So it was fun to be able to, if I needed to square out of a berm or just hug the inside around something, that thing is just stuck to the ground. It's really fun. I rode on map 2. We are here at elevation at Cahuilla, so it does take a little bit of the meat of the power out. So where, like say if I was at Glen Helen or somewhere slick and hard like that, I'd probably go to map 1, put the traction control on. I was in map 2 today, which is a little more aggressive with no traction control. The grip was good here today, and like I said, we are at elevation, so you could just really get into it. And it's a fun motor. Obviously, this thing is proven in professional racing and amateur racing. Very broad, tons of torque, easy to ride. It's a phenomenal motor. And then with this bike, all of the little details are just really paid attention to. The grips, good bars, the feel of the brakes. The brakes are insane on this thing. They always have been. The clutch works great. There's just nothing to complain about really that way. So very good on the attention to detail. I think the one thing you'll have to work on in this bike to make it perfect is just that suspension setting. And that's probably just as simple as spending some time on it. If you're racing at a very high level, you're gonna probably have it revalved anyway for your speed and weight. But for the average guy picking it up, you can mess with it, some clickers, get it comfy, and you're gonna have a great time on this bike. I did anyway. So I wanna thank Husqvarna for letting us have a ride on this bike today. We had a blast. And I'm really anxious to get this thing into our shootout, which is coming up maybe 3 to 4 weeks away, and really see where it stacks up with the other 22 models. It's going to be a good one, a lot of great bikes to choose from, so it's going to be a battle for sure. Stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching.